Keep your head up, you'll be okay. A beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. Good times, sunshine, gonna be here in no time now. Bad times, gray skies, push them all away, turn them upside down. You're gonna break new ground, turn everything around. You're gonna live your life. There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. Beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. A beautiful day.
Hello, welcome back to the Booga Box live stream. Tonight is Small Project Wednesday, though we are going to be working on our large project. We'll be working on it again tomorrow, but got a little behind today on getting set up to do another small project. So I was like, oh, I had this out, and I was like, I could spend the time doing it, putting it up, trying to get something else out, or just continue to work on it. So got a little bit of work on it done last night, and then late last night I ended up going over to the purse frames, working on the purse frames. Finished up the one and started working on the other one. This morning I pulled this out, but then I had a lot of running around to do today. So kind of got behind on getting set up, so we're just going to go with this tonight. And we're going to go ahead and get on into it. I'll show a picture of it here shortly. But it's the Chiefs End Zone inlay we're working on. Yeah, so today was a day that, since my daughter's cars broke down, she's been using our cars, her main get her to and from work and school. So we had the car today so we could do some grocery shopping. So I did a lot of running around today, got that caught up and all that, because she'll be using the car next couple days again. So hopefully we can get her car, but our car needs some work too. Got the radiator in today for it, so we'll see what the rest of the week proclaims. I mean, it's a small leak, so it's okay, and we've got the parts to get it all fixed. Just need to get the time to fix it. But hopefully that'll be the next couple days. We'll get that done too. And then we'll get her car looked at more, and we think we know what's wrong with it, and just need to get the parts and get in there and get it done, get it fixed up. So she's saving for a new car though anyway, but she still needs something to drive back and forth, and we need to have our vehicle. I mean, we don't use it a ton during the week per se, but a lot of things that, you know, got to put off and then just run around for a day trying to get everything caught back up. But hope everybody's having a good week so far. We're in the middle of the first week of November. We had our sirens go off this morning. This early afternoon, whatever. I guess that would have been 11 o'clock today. Normally they go off at noon, but I guess that'll change when the time changes here this Sunday. Get an extra hour Saturday night, Sunday morning with the time change. And I guess I don't necessarily mind that one so much. It's much better than the spring where you lose the hour, so give me another hour of chain mailing. So I hope everybody's having a good day. I want to thank everybody for dropping in, if you're watching us live or watching us later. Or if you're watching live later and want to come back and see the beginning. And I say that then, and I normally try to say at least twice or 3 times during the stream, because I do thank everybody that does come and joins us or watches it later, like I said. I know there are groups of people that do watch it later. It's Wednesday. Still got a couple more Wednesdays till the giveaway. I'm still trying to give the last giveaway away. I didn't think it would be so difficult to give away things. I don't advertise it like a ton out there, but, you know, I try to put it out there enough. I guess it just depends on if it ends up showing up on people's walls at the right time. It did get up to 300 followers, but you know, I know a lot of posts only make it to about 150-ish or so people at any given time. So, you know, if you're watching, you like it, don't forget to give us shares and likes and thumbs ups and happy faces and all that good stuff. Those all help get us out there a little more and show up on more people's walls. I did get a few pictures in today, though, too, so I just haven't pulled them off the camera yet. It was like, I don't have to sit down and do that work, too. But I just figured, you know, once I got this back out, we'll just work on this. Since tomorrow's its normal night, and I'm wanting to get into the S. I still got some lines to go. I don't know if I'll get there by tomorrow night even, after the stream, but because I think we're down, we got roughly 10-ish more before we start adding in some color, some of the other color, I think, before we get into the S of the Chiefs. We'll be building it backwards, so it'll start with the S and work its way back to the C. And tomorrow I'll probably share this to my own page. I haven't been sharing these all the time to my own page, but I haven't really put anything up on my own personal page either, so I don't want my personal page to just be nothing but streams, even though it does kind of look that way. Just so busy doing the chainmail, I really don't have anything else to post other than chainmail and laser etching. I did get in the finals of the tumblers that I'm doing for the band, yesterday, and was it 61 total tumblers I have to etch, with 45 of them getting names. So more names this year. I think last year we only had about 33 out of the 80. This year it's more people want, I guess, seeing the names and like, hey, I want to have my name on it this time. So got a lot of names this year, which is alright, just takes longer. So I'll have to be putting in the order for those tumblers and get those in and get those started up here in the next couple weeks. Hopefully I'll be able to get them done, you know, somewhat quickly. 4 or 5 days. Each tumbler can take about 45 minutes to an hour for just the main graphic, and normally about 20 minutes for a name, if not that, maybe a little bit shorter. But by the time, you know, rotate cups in and out of the laser machine, it can take a little bit of extra time. But so, I mean, overall I wasn't really necessarily expecting as many as 60. Figured with the sales last year, you know, a lot of people already had them. I was thinking maybe they'd give out 40, so they got a little bit more than I was expecting. I don't know if they'll want to continue to try to do this every year other than putting out a show cup, but you know, there's always a new group, and even if it is a smaller number, you know, it's still a little fundraiser for them, and give them a little something. Eventually I'm going to do a school I help out. Their mascot's a griffin. I eventually want to do a large griffin inlay for the band room and see if I can get it hung up in the band room for them. I think it'd be kind of cool myself, but you know. Okay, I was like, did I miss a green ring on the ring row before? No, I couldn't have done that. I could have, but I didn't. Well, got, you know, it was at least sunny today. Still a little cool. I think we only hit about 46, 47 today, but I still went out in my shorts and t-shirt. Like I said, that's my weather, so seeing everybody else getting out of cars, going into places all bundled up, and here I am in a pair of thin workout shorts and a t-shirt. I know there's always people say, you're crazy, but, you know, this is my weather. It's not like I'm hanging out there. It might be a little different, but even just hanging out, if you're in the sun, yeah, still felt comfortable. I do plan on doing some backyard camping here this weekend. I'm going to do some chainmail while I'm doing that too, but won't be able to work on the inlay out there in the camper, but it's not a huge camper. but haven't really been able to get out this year in it, so I think I'm just going to do some backyard camping here. Might pull out the fire pit and get a little fire going one night. But we're supposed to be in the mid-50s, mid to upper 50s, and some lower 60s, so I was like, well, I want to get in some more time this year. This would probably be the best time to do it. Thought about just going down the street here to the lake, but they've already closed up their camping. It closes on the 31st, so could go a little further and take it. Oops, that was supposed to be a frost. So I'm probably going to get it kind of moved out and prepared tomorrow at some point for a little bit. That'll take a little bit of time tomorrow, but I want to get it set up so I can get out there for a little bit. I don't know if the wife will join or not. She hadn't been feeling all that great. Put her on some new meds here recently for all her health issues, and they're just not going over well with her, but if not, I'll still have, a little bit of time to kind of chill, but I'm going to take some chainmail supplies with me and work on a little something while I'm out there. See how that goes. But hopefully we'll get moving along on this thing. I guess let me look over there. We just finished up that row, so maybe 2,400 rings in this so far. It was row 24. We're on to row 25 now, which puts us at about 12.5%. Since there's just over 200 rows total. Let's see, I haven't checked to make sure everything's going well tonight. Looks like everything is cool. Sometimes I always have to give that double check. But other than that, I want to thank everybody for the orders again. I got a couple more orders that I got done earlier too. Kits, so they were somewhat easier, not nothing I had to necessarily build. I put the kits together as they come in. I don't have this kit sitting around, so they still take a little bit, to get everything put together, boxed up, labeled, and all that. But so that was another little thing I had going today. And I do thank everybody, like I said, for the ordering. I've got a couple tutorials. I've got some kits. I'm going to, again, hopefully, maybe that's something I can do actually while I'm out there kind of hanging out in the camper. Take the laptop with me and try to get some more, get my other tutorial put up there. I can put all my pictures and stuff on a flash drive that I need, because I've got, well, I guess I do need one more group of pictures for that stuff, but the majority of it I have ready. Need to get those up there and going. In case there's orders before Christmas, you can check all that stuff out, see what we've got. Definitely put in any orders for Christmas early-ish this year. The way shipping is going so far, I can only see it getting worse. Right now, 2 to 3 day things are still taking 5-ish to more days. Kind of depends on where it's being shipped to. So just to play a little thing, I'm probably going to end about 7 working days before is when I'm going to probably call my guarantee for Christmas, but I think that'll be the very last call. I'm thinking about 10 to 12 days out, going, if you want it, this is the best time. I can guarantee it now, but after, probably the 12th of December, I'll be, yeah, it might get there, but I can't guarantee anything. I know last year, even in the middle of summer this year, I was having things that were taking, supposed to be there 2-3 days. Sometimes they'd be 2-3 days, and other times they'd spend the first 2 or 3 days here just floating around the city. You could watch it go to this distribution center, to that distribution center. and just kind of float around, and then finally start moving across the country to get where it needed to go. And it was like, ugh. And then I've had other things, it's supposed to be 2 to 3 day, and it gets theirs in 2, and it's further than some that, weren't. That's what really blows my mind. Had one going to Vermont, and at the same time, same day, dropped off at the same time. Another one going to Nebraska, which is not very far. I mean, literally just to drive there would have been about outside of Omaha, so it's only about a 2.5, 3 hour drive from here. The one that went to Vermont got there in the 2 days. The one that went to Omaha took 6. It was like, okay. Y'all don't make any sense. Like Monday, I shipped out one to Alaska. Like I was saying Monday, that, finally got an Alaskan order. I didn't know if I'd ever get one. Hawaii I got 2, so. But yeah, it's supposed to be 2 to 3 days, but looks like it's gonna be 4 to 5 days. I'm hoping maybe it'll just happen to show early. You just never know. That was like when we ordered the radiator. It was supposed to be in by Friday, but came in today. So, go figure. I guess it all just depends on the shipping method and what trucks are going where at certain times, and if you get lucky enough to get on the right truck at the right time. So definitely, if you're thinking about doing any orders and whatnot, want something especially custom made, is something I still need to order something for. Could take a few extra, a little longer for me to be able to get it and then turn around and do it and ship it out. So definitely get your orders in early. Earlier the better anyway. I did forget to mark off the line of this one. I should go ahead. And after I do this last one, 2 more of these frost, then I'll mark it off real quick. Grab me a drink, take a look around. Where we're going to be at here. Probably only about, 15 minutes in maybe? 17? So yeah, it's pretty close. I just need one more of these for now. I'm definitely ready to get in some reds already now. I've done a lot of green and white. Frost. I call it white, but it is frost. It is frost. So let me mark that one off. So I don't screw myself up. And we are only going with the one camera tonight. When I'm doing this inlay on Thursday nights, I've been going with one camera without anything else on it because I'm recording it for a time lapse when I'm fully done with it. I'm expecting what did I think? I think I had about 95 hours, I think. 90 to 95, I believe, is what I plan, what it should take me to finish this. If I was only doing an hour and a half stream of it, you can see the many nights that it would take once a week. If I only had an hour and a half, it'd take me more than a year. So that's why I'm working on it outside of the stream, because I honestly would like to get done with this before Christmas. I'd like to, I could get it done before that for sure if this is all I was doing, if I wasn't doing the streaming, just because I'd have more time and it would be out more often. But I'd like to get it done before Christmas. Could get it done before Turkey Day, but that's highly doubtful. But we'll just continue to work on it, see how much progress we can make. Once I start seeing some of the lettering come together for the Chiefs part, that'll always motivate me a little more to when I get it finished. But there's also 3 new ideas I have. I need to get out the rings to even see if they're going to work the way I want. There's things I've thought of, and there's portions that I know will work, and portions I'm like, I don't know, it might take some finagling. I need to get in there and check it. What are you doing? Marble, get down. Get down. Get down. She wants to go back outside. So she's climbing up on everything, seeing what she can get into. I had to change up about 2 weeks ago some of the, call them the cat blockers down here. I got to keep her away from the laser machine and the pumps and everything for it, and because she likes to crawl on it, she likes to get up on my shelving and get on my camera bags, and so I've had to cat-proof the room. It's become quite annoying. I hate to have to do it, but I don't like her getting up here in my chainmail stuff, because she'll just put fur on everything, and I try to keep as much fur away as I can. Normally do a pretty good job because they normally don't get up here, but she found a way to get through my blockers a couple weeks ago, and I kept changing it, and then I finally figured out how she was doing it. Should have had a camera on and just filmed her so one night so I could see how she was doing it, because I was guessing on where are your entry points, because she wouldn't do it when I'm down here. She only does it when I'm not down here, so I was not quite sure, but finally found a way to block her from this and block her from that. Most things have been pretty good. Every time I find a good layout, something ends up happening in about 3 to 4 weeks or so. And one, either I'll forget to put one of the guards up at night and she gets into that area, or 2, she finds a way to finally get around that barrier. So it's like she probes for a couple weeks trying to figure out how, and then finally when she makes it. You almost need a live constant feed on her just to see what she's up to down here in the middle of the night. I'd probably go crazy knowing some of the things she does. I know places she goes though, because she's not a klutz, but when she's determined to try to find something and to get into a place, she'll just knock over stuff to make her way through. Buzz isn't like that. He'll try to find a way, but he won't make a mess in doing so. The times I find him in a few places, he did it cleanly. But that's what's so crazy, is because he's a complete klutz. Other times, when he wants to get up on the desk and get loving from me, he just freaking goes nuts, knocks over everything, pushes everything around. But when he's by himself, he's very discreet in his movements. And Marble's the complete opposite. When you're loving on her and stuff, she could walk through anything and not tip it over. But when I'm away, she will knock everything over to try to get to someplace she wants. Cats drive me nuts. And dogs we used to have, same way. I'm I don't like all animals for the most part. I don't want no snakes, but, or spiders. I know there's one girl who's into spiders on a chainmail group I'm in, and always showing us videos and stuff of her spiders and stuff walking on her. It's like, oh, I can't, no. But everything else, I do hate it when the cat brings in moles and mice. It's like, they're fine outside. I don't have a problem with them if they stay out there, but the moles tearing up the yard drive me a little bonkers. But for the most part, we've had dogs in the past. Just we've kind of gone through species here and there, just depending on how things are working out. We had cats when we moved in here, so it's kind of couldn't really get a dog at the time, which I wouldn't have minded now that I know there's so many dogs around here, but the cats kind of congregated to us, so we took several in. So that's what we're just kind of cat family now. And they're all getting old. Old kitty cats. Oldest one, Sugar Baby, she's 17 to 18 now. Marble's about 16 to 17. 15 to 16 probably. Yeah, she could be 17. I'd have to really look and go through her paperwork to see. And that would take getting into the old box of bills. Every 10 years they purge into the storage. Deep storage. And then we know Buzz is at least 12. Possibly 14. And then the kids' cats. That we figured they'd be moved out by now with their cone cat. They're 8 or 9. I got baby pictures of them, baby kitten pictures when they were born, because Mama Cat had them down here, and that's the cats that they decided to keep. So I could find out exactly their date pretty easily. Note the son's cat was the anomaly in that bunch. It was the fattest. We nicknamed it Piglet when it was a kitten, because it was just so big and fat. And then I think she was about 10 to 12 months old. She had a problem, was getting lethargic. Took her in. Her numbers were so low, they were like, these numbers are not compatible with life in a cat. We don't understand how she's actually still alive. But she was anemic, and they did some blood transfusions with a cat for one of the people that worked up there at the veterinary office, and she had a cat that was compatible, and they did blood transfusions, and had no problem since. She's gone all this other time. She was on medicine for about a year, but then all her numbers were fine, and ever since she's been a pretty normal cat. But yeah, they actually asked us afterwards if they could show her charts and stuff when they go to conferences and things, because technically, according to the numbers and paperwork they had, she shouldn't have been alive, but she was. She is kind of one of the weird cats that she doesn't like to sit on you. She loves the loving, but she's not a sit on your lap cat at all. And she does she's the one that likes ice cubes. Loves ice cubes. She follows me to the bathroom every morning. She does this weird leg dragging thing. Dragging. And when I say it fast, it always sounds something weird. But yeah, she flops out her legs, her back legs. She'll fold over as she pulls them along the stretch and just drags it across with pressure. It's so weird. I've never seen a cat do it before. There might be some that do it, but it's kind of like just doing their normal stretch, how they normally just push out their back legs in the air and just kind of stretch it, as they kind of walk. She likes to flip her ankle and just drag the whole top of her foot across the floor. Sometimes a couple steps just to, and it's always, we call it her white foot. She's got, her foot is partially white, and it's always that foot. She never does it with the other leg. Well, she does on occasion. But dragging that one foot, boy, she'll do that 100,000 times a day. It's always that foot. But she actually did leave the house for a while when the son moved out, but then when he had his kidney issues and his autoimmune disease kicked his butt there, and we had to move him back in. So, but hopefully soon that'll be leaving. He's about a year and 8 months out from his transplant now, and doing pretty good. So hopefully he can, start getting moved back on with his life after taking How many years has it been now? 6, I guess. 5, no, 6. That, because he was on dialysis for a little over 3 at his transplant, and then it's been a year and over a year and a half, year and 8, year and 9 months, somewhere in there. So he just finally got off his what do you call them, the transplant team of doctors, just about a month and a half ago, and now he's back going just to see a kidney specialist, just to keep track of things now. So his numbers are stayed within where everything they need to be for the most part. Pretty much can do whatever he wants to do now. So crazy. Then I had pretty much my best friend. He's just about a year from his transplant for his kidney. He had a kidney and what else did he need? It wasn't a liver. I don't think it was a liver. But he had to have a transplant. He was getting pretty bad there for a while. What are you doing? No. No, 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 no. 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 That was totally unusual for her with me right here. Shows you how bad she wants to go back outside. You're gonna have to wait, babe. That reminds me, that was some video I was watching the other day. It was before last weekend. I don't know, it wasn't on TikTok, but I think it was a TikTok video, because I've seen some of them before, where either the wife or the husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, some type of challenge out there to do something and videotape it to get their reactions and whatnot. And this one was a call your wife by her real first name or something like that, where they would just say their first and last name, call them that, or call them just their first name, I guess, and get the reactions from them. And they'd say, hey, blah blah, you want to go do this? And the wife or girlfriend, they look at them, while they're filming, and get all upset because they called them by their name. And they're like, it's just your name. And it was kind of a strange thing to me, because me and my wife, we've always just called each other pretty much by our names. We don't use baby or anything like that. Nothing wrong with that, but I guess that's what most of the wives and girlfriends were complaining about. You don't call me that. You call me baby. You call me hun. You call me this or that. One, got out of the car, and it was just kind of a strange video. I was like, well, me and the wife don't do that to each other, but we do it with the cats. She's Marvel, but I always call her my little babe. Baby. Come on, baby. Let's go. And if it's the boys, come on, buddy. Let's go. But for the wife, it's always by her name. I think she would wonder what's up if I tried to call her hun or babe or something like that. She'd be like, well, what do you want? Because I know when she says that to me, I know that I'm always like, well, what do you want? What do you mean? It's like, yeah, what do I mean? You know what I mean. You don't do that. You say, it's always Rick. And then when she's mad at me, Richard. It's kind of weird hearing my mom again today. She drove the youngest today to her work and whatnot today. And so when she got here, she came in, I heard her hollering at me, Ricky! It's like, I don't hardly hear Ricky anymore. Only a few high school friends still call me Ricky. And my mom, of course. But she'll probably always call me that. And I didn't mind it when I was in high school, but I don't know, I graduated, and it was like everything else ever since I graduated, because even in school, everybody just called me Ricky, teachers called me Ricky. But then once I graduated, it was like I don't like this Ricky. I just want to go with Rick. It was more like what my dad did, but I never did care for Richard. Some people do, but I don't know. I guess it's probably just more growing up, always just being called Ricky, and so that's what it was in school. What do you want to be called? Ricky. Alright. Well, I guess it's probably not in any of the yearbooks because they always use the real names for the yearbooks, so I guess that's good. But I still, when I come to hang out with high school friends, they're always, hey, Ricky. There's a few, well, several now. They just go by Rick because with Facebook, that's what I put in there on my personal page, so they see Rick more often now and have called me back. But there's always a few, that do it on purpose because they know. Because I've told them, my name's Rick now. I go by Rick. Let's see, I need to go in there and mark off this past line because now we're on to line 26. I hope to get a few more lines done tonight and some during the day tomorrow. We won't have vehicle, won't have anything to run around to do, and I got most all the housework caught back up. Put some off over the weekend, and that's what always happens. It's not a complaint or anything, but I do have to do most of the things around the house since the wife's health issues. She can't do a whole lot. I don't ask her to do a whole lot. I wish she could do more. It'd definitely help me, but when it comes to the general housework, pretty much on me. I had the kids that help out a little bit. There for a while, the boy couldn't do much to help just because of his issues, and the youngest is in college and working full time, so she has a lot less time. So it does mostly fall to me. But I will say, I don't do it all. There'd probably be no way to do it all. The kids do help out with certain things. And it's kind of nice, and when they were in school, they used to complain about doing that. Now they're older, I think they realize it's just things that's got to be done, so it's gotten a little nicer on that aspect. They don't complain. Well, they still kind of, but, they realize. So that definitely does help, and they realize their mom's not fully functioning, so definitely helps. But that does still leave a ton of things for me to get done in the house, so. Boy did help me outside this year a lot, though. That was good. Something he hadn't been able to do, but I kind of wanted him to do it also, just so he could start building back up some stamina, because there for, like I said, for little over 3 years, he really couldn't do much. He had very light weight limits, couldn't be in the sun. He still can't be in the sun for a lot, but before the medication he was on, he was definitely not supposed to be in the sun. Now his medication doesn't limit your sun, so he does have to limit it, but for the most part, back to normal. And I guess he still have a somewhat of a weight limit. He can't tell me what that is, though. He forgot. But it was more than before. Basically, before it was like, don't even really pick up a 12-pack there for several years, so. I'm kind of hoping that eventually he can kind of get things going again and get back to what he wants to kind of get doing. I was trying to get him to go back to school because it was like this perfect time where you go to college now. You're dealing with this, so you've got a lot of free time, kind of. Be the perfect time to get into that, so when you are fully healed up and ready to get back out there, you'll have a degree or something to go with you instead, But no, couldn't get him motivated into that. But what can you do? You can only do so much. But you'll have to figure it out. I mean, that's part of life. It's like you should be lucky in a way, because what is he, 26 now? Because it was right when he was 20, when he just kind of moved out, was out for about a year, and then had the kidney failure. And, oh, I thought I've seen something going wrong over here. So I think kind of had to cut short as he's just kind of getting into life. But, you know, I was like, you're 26 now. By the time I was 26, I had 2 kids. One in, both of you were in school at that point in time, you know. We struggled for years. We did for years struggle. So, it's like, I don't want to see y'all struggle, but you do need to kind of figure out what you're going to do. I mean, if I would have thought a 26-year-old me, never thought I'd be having my own business and have my own house and all that, that's for sure. At the time, you know, back then, it was like we didn't have cable, we didn't have a phone. That was before cell phones, we didn't have a house phone. When we needed to call anybody, we'd walk down the street to the phone. Payphone, which you can't really find anymore, which is kind of an odd thing, I will say that. You used to have payphones everywhere. Now you can hardly find payphones anymore, it seems like, at least around here. But yeah, it's like, you know, we struggled, we pushed, we figured things out, but it's kind of what you need to do now, boy. Get it going, because I'm like, you know, the wife probably won't like the empty nester syndrome, but I've been looking forward to it for years. I love my kids, don't get me wrong. But I'm definitely ready for them to be doing their own things. Finally be free again. Like I said, I love my kids to death. I'd do anything for them, but, you know, when you started having them when you're 20 years old and basically get out of high school, get a couple years trying to figure your plan out, and then, you know, start having the kids, it was like, you know, that kind of definitely changes up everything. So, it's like, I want to have my last years to be kind of open here, guys. You can come visit, that's all great. Give me some grandkids, and that's great, but I'm ready for some free time. Kind of what I do with why I do the band stuff. That's kind of more is my free time. It's kind of doing the band stuff is like my hobby. You know, most people do things and do chainmail as their hobby. I do chainmail as a living, so my hobby is kind of doing the band stuff. I told the band director that a couple weeks ago. I was like, yeah, you know, I kind of do like doing this stuff because it's kind of my free time. It's my open time. Who's here at this time? What time is it anyway? 8:12. That's kind of a late ringy doorbell for us anyway. Nobody's gonna come over and work on the radiator this late, I wouldn't think. I guess the grandkids could be coming over to visit. What did I say it was? 8:15 almost. I mean, I have been streaming for a little bit, so they normally know not to bug me during a stream. So they could have called and wanted to come over, and wife said yeah, and they're here. But I don't hear the loudness. When they come in, normally they make a ton of noise. You can tell when they're here. Grandkids aren't quiet, that's for sure. Even though it's just all green, I definitely like the look of it already. I'm like, it looks like a field. Can't wait till I get it about at least square or longer. And then I can kind of start really giving it a good stretch to see what it'll really more look like. I put in some holder rings up the top, put me in a bar to kind of hang it and get that full My only real concern right now is my orange areas here for my pylons. I want them to be more square, but if I take out, I was afraid it was going to be more rectangle if I only went with 2, so I went with 3. Until they get that full stretch, though, I just don't know exactly how they're going to look. Be kind of a bugger to change it on the other side here, where I've got the gold line, because I've made that 3. Like I said, it's not fully proportioned as a field. I was more going for the look, so I think overall it'll look good, but if you were to get into the details, it definitely won't be proportioned right. Because this is 5 yards, this is 10, but this is definitely wider than that, you know. But and this will shrink up though once, you know, we get the full straight pull off top. It'll shrink up some, but so will that. So I was more going for the look, so I had to take some liberties in that. Well, the look, and then, you know, like when you do an inlay, you really have to think about it and the overall size you're looking for, what size rings you're using. So because I mean, I could have really made this fully proportional and in smaller rings, but you know, then it's going to take me twice, 3 times longer to build, twice to 3 times the amount of rings. So I could go larger rings that would make it go quicker, but I'm going to lose detail. So there's always that trade-off. You got to figure out the way you want to do it. Because I did think about doing all these as 6-in-1 inlays, using 5/16 inch rings instead, which would look good. Maybe get, you know, even though larger rings, it actually give you a little more detail with going 6-in-1. But you know, I kind of like the 1/4 inch look. I mean, I really like 3/16 inch look though. I mean, that's really tight, really no stretch to it, and it is nice. But you know, when you're going for a larger piece like this, and you're just looking at, like I said, double, tripling your time, if not more. So you have to try to find that happy medium that you're willing to work with. As I had basically I had 40,000 rings in my jersey. It took me 174 hours to do the jersey. So half of 174 would be about 80 something hours to get about 20,000 rings. That's why I'm thinking it was probably just under 90 hours. Could be pushing 95 hours. I'd need to find my full calculations on, because I do have my average ring count per minute type thing, my RPMs. Rings per minute, that's what I call my RPMs. I don't know what normal chain mailers might call that, if they even have that. And every weave is a little different on that. So I have my RPMs written down on in my book for most of my weaves. You know, 6-in-1 normally takes a little bit longer than a 4-in-1 if it's just a 2-in-2, basically, which is 1-in-1. You know, that's a little different time. Sometimes we're only talking, you know, a second or two here or there. But that adds up when you're doing 20,000 rings. You know, 20,000 seconds is quite a few minutes. But I did finish up one of the, like I said, the purse frames last night. I finally finished up the Mobus Rose, Mobus Flowers purse. Started working on another version. It's going to be a 6-in-1. We already finished up the basically 4-in-1, but it's a circled version of contractions and expansions in it. I've still got several others I want to do, and then, like I said, I've got some that I want to do in color. And they don't take forever long, but in the midst of starting and getting into those is when I had a lot of the band stuff going on, so I just had a lot less time to do them. But I think I've probably got 2 more weeks of Mondays that we're going to do those on. And then we're going to switch to something else. Not quite sure what it's going to be yet, but might just go a couple weeks of Jelly Cube just to get some more work on it, because I've absolutely got none on it since my last encounter. I was half tempted to do that again tonight, but then, because I was like, well, with that I could just move this slightly out of the way and I have a nice little easy grab thing to go for when it comes to doing the jelly cube that I could have easily grabbed with, you know. If I was going to do another small project night, I was going to have to pull out all the other rings, find the right sizes, everything like that. I just have a little to-go bucket basically for my jelly cube in case I decide to work on it sometime. And that's probably one thing I might end up working on over the weekend if I get out in the camper, because it doesn't take up a lot of room. It's small, easy to deal with. You can just do a little bit here and there because I'm not really timing or filming any of it. I'm just kind of working on it when I get a chance. Basically, again, know the ring counts, what it on average, what I do per ring on it. So once I get done, I can get my ring count and basically get an idea of how long. A lot of the other things I do as I work them, I do have my times on them, and that's why I end up making the same bracelet or necklace or whatever it is 3 or 4 different times, because I'll time it to get me how long does it take me to do this. Then I can work out my rings per minute. Then for each weave, I calculate how long it takes to basically do an inch of this weave, an inch of that weave. So I need to do something custom. Somebody was like, I like this weave, but you don't have it in the necklace form. I can easily chart that out, how many rings per inch it is, and give them a time and everything like that, so I can give a quote on anything. And then I can easily transpose that over. You know, somebody sees the aluminum piece going, but yeah, I want that in silver instead, or copper, or bronze, or stainless. I know what the ring is, time-wise. Because it is a little different when I start going with other materials on the time-wise, because closing and opening stainless and titanium, niobium, copper, the tougher metals, you know, they always take a little bit longer. And the only thing I really don't have calculated out for everything is welded stainless. So I haven't done everything in a welded version yet. And that can vary very dependently on what weave you're doing, because some weaves are nice and easy to do the weld. Sometimes they're a little more difficult to do welding on that certain, you know, one. So kind of just depends. Well, I still don't see maybe but 2 people tonight in total. I don't even know if they're here still. Like I said, I was hoping to give away that pendant. I got that titanium ball pendant I'm still wanting to give away. Just waiting for the night when we finally have 3 people that are interested in doing it. And if not, it'll be waiting for us on Wednesday, or Wednesday of Turkey Week. Because third Wednesday of the month is when I want to do a giveaway night during our stream. I do need to advertise that more out there. I almost need to hire advertising people to help me, but again, whenever I try to advertise myself, it feels so weird. That's why I need to have somebody do it for me. It wouldn't feel as weird. It'd still be weird trying to put myself out there, but I do need to get myself out there more. I know if more people heard about me and seen my stuff, they'd be more than willing to come and check us out, but just getting my name out there is just always a strange, weird thing to me. Oh, where are we at? 53 minutes, cool. Now we probably are going to end a little bit early tonight. Minimum, like I always say, I want a minimum always go an hour. I try to go the hour and a half. Most nights we don't quite make it to the hour and a half. It kind of depends on where I'm at in the weave. And other nights I know I'm getting my hour in, but I need to close up early because I got other things going on. I don't necessarily have a lot else going on tonight that I need to specifically do. I've kind of been pushing back Buzz and his food and shots a little later. I've been slowly working it back, 10-20 minutes a day for the last few days. I'm trying to more do his around 10 and 10, because it used to be 9 and 9, so it was like right after the stream I had to stop immediately, go get hit, get all his food and stuff done. I have pushed that back a little bit, trying to help more just have an easier flow on stream nights. So I don't necessarily have him to have to hurry to, but I really want to go chat with the daughter a little bit. With her working full-time and going to college, she's got some classes she goes to college for a couple of nights a week, and the rest of the time she's doing online classes, so keeps her busy. I don't get to chat with her much anymore. But I do want to get pictures off my camera tonight. Hopefully I can get posts going up for all the new clasps that I have, the purse frames that I have, and I need to get the back part done for the new tutorial kits, dream catcher kits I'm going to be having, wall hanging dream catchers, whatever you want to call them, because I've got pictures ready and everything. I just got to get the back end ready, where you have to give them all their values and stuff when you get different colors and all that, and basically offering the kits in whatever colors they want. So I got to go through and get those all set up, and that can take a little bit of time. So I do want to get a little bit of that done tonight. I'm hoping by the weekend I can get that full tutorial out there. And I still need to finish up my tag dice tutorial. Well, I think I have the... No, I'm not sure. I know I've got the pictures for that. I guess I still do need to do some writing up on that one, because I finished up the fidget toy tutorial, which is free with the kits, and outside the kits you can get it for free too. So you can get your own chain to do it with. But, you know, it is a bit of a job to clean up and get bike chains ready for the bike chain fidget toys. But I've got kits for those available already. They're on there. I've got the chainions. And I'm going to start working up some other free ones. It's just, you know, I just got to sit down and be able to have the time to get pictures and write one up. And I don't, I don't want to copy somebody else's, so. It's one reason for those. I really haven't ever looked at any others. One reason I kind of actually stay away from looking at tutorials in a way, because I don't want to, get ideas from them per se. I want ideas for some parts of it, but not how they do everything, and kind of try to get my own flow going. Everybody has their own little flows and what they like to do, but I've had a few mailers helping me out with some of those to kind of get better layouts and whatnot. They keep wanting to, well, this is what a lot of them do, is what they tell me, but they realize that I also don't want to be like, like those, as, they're good, don't get me wrong. I'm just kind of want my own thing, my own little flair on them, so. But I'm going to offer those up for free and then have kits. Obviously I'd buy the kits, but the tutorials would be free, and they're already out there for free by many people, and there are some that actually still charge for an opened weave that, is out there for the public to use at their will. They made up their own and still charge for it, and I don't necessarily want to do that. It's like, when there's so many free ones out there, how can you charge for it? But people still do buy them, but, you do take the time to set up and do the tutorial, so, should there be compensation for that, that's where I'm always at a toss-up when it comes to an open weave that it's been out there for years. And but if people are willing to pay for it, long as, if I was to do something like that, I want to make sure to let people know that there are free versions out there. But that's why I'm just going to make mine free too, and just have the kits for it, because sometimes, like I said, there are a lot of people out there into chainmail, and they like doing the kits because they do it as hobby. And, the way I buy rings, if you were to buy, a tutorial, you need to buy these rings, you have to buy so many of those sizes, but you're going to get so much more, then you either have a lot left over, which makes you buy more rings, or, when you buy a kit, you do get just what you need. So, that's part of what's nice about a kit in a way. Alright, marked off this row. That was row 26. So, we're up to 2,600. Where are we at here? We're just about an hour. Maybe we'll get the first 5 yards done here before we close up for tonight. Would stick around longer if we had some people chatting, but I'm not seeing anybody really in here tonight. So, which is okay, like I said, it's good to have people in here, but if I put myself out there more and talked about it to especially some of the chain mailing sites, more people might show up, but if you've been here, it just makes me feel weird whenever I try to do that kind of thing, so I haven't done it. And the people that do it, they get more people in their streams than some of the other chain mailing streams that I follow and watch, and they definitely get a lot more people into them, but maybe they like their layout better, maybe they just, see it more often, and, especially like Mailworks, which I should add his link in here. His streams are for doing chainmail, but most of his business is chainmail, printed accessory type things, shirts and stuff that's got chainmail designs on them. Which he has a lot of awesome stuff, so you gotta go check it out. I missed his stream, was it Tuesday night? Yeah. Caught it, no, last night was Tuesday, it was Monday night, yeah, that's right, after I got done. There's a football game on Monday night. That's why I started my own stream early. And then by the time I got done watching football, his stream was over. But go over there, give him a like, check out his stuff. He's got a lot of cool things, like I said. Seat covers and blankets and tapestries and puzzles and all with chainmail style designs on them. I've got one shirt. I'm looking to get 3 more. I'm probably just going to go ahead and order the 2 that I want. Well, I want 3, but he's got to design the color up that I want on that one. I was kind of wanting to wait till I could get them all at the same time, but I'm probably just going to go ahead and get the other 2. One, just because I need some more shirts. You look in my closet, you'll find it really funny that my wardrobe is pretty much band t-shirts. Show shirts from the last 4 or 5 years before they get worn so much you can't wear them anymore. From 3 different schools that I've helped out through the years. So yeah, the majority of my wardrobe is band t-shirts. I need to get some other shirts. I don't know, just shirts have always been hard to pick out, and it's like, well, these band shirts are something I got to get anyway, so that's the majority of them, I've trying to go shopping. I don't mind. I can go out and get me shorts, pants, sweats, jog shorts, whatever, jean shorts. No problems with any of those. But shirts, I don't have a style per se. I'm just been so used to wearing t-shirts all the time. When I try to go find nicer clothes, it feels weird. Because most of them I just don't like the look of. And then some that I end up liking the look of, I get them. And I'm not kind of that person that likes to go use the changing room, dressing room, and try things on. I just rather buy them. And then when I get them home, some have fit, but I just didn't like the feel. Some just didn't fit because sizing is so insane out there for... Now, it's worse for women, I will say that for sure, but men's sizing just sucks, other than when it comes to pants. Pants for men's sizing is the only thing that works. I can measure myself, and what I measure works, and I can get different styles. I'm buying from Levi's or Lee or Wranglers or generics. They're always right. I mean, there might be a little bit here or there that might be just a bit off, but it's not like shirts, boy. You know, some shirts extra large is perfectly fine. Another brand shirt, I've got to go to a 4X, and it's still smaller than the X of the extra large of the other brand. It's so insane that you just never know what to buy. And it's like, I wish shirts had the same kind of measurements. Give me a round measurement, you know, for the around chest area, belly, and how long it is from neck to the base of the shirt. Give me measurements that work, that are correct. But I hate the extra large. That's about the only thing you can do that with is dress shirts, which is what's even weirder. You can get the neck size on a dress shirt with your shoulder lengths and stuff, and it's like, why is dress shirts the only thing that does that in it? Not all brands are like that, but most of the dress shirts I've bought, and there's always been a neck size, a shoulder size. But women's clothes, they get even crazier with their weird sizing that doesn't coordinate to anything else. And then they're even worse on, you know, if you buy a large of this and that. All women's stuff, you know, a large is so much smaller than a men's large. Should it be? Yeah, I guess, but so drastic, it's insane. That's why I just don't even try to really bother trying to buy the wife anything when it comes to that, because she don't mind doing changing room stuff so she can find what fits, but just that kind of stuff drives me nuts. Their pants don't make any sense. They're just about like anything else. It's like, their pants just label them the same as men's. How many inches here? How many inches there? That's all you basically need. But no, we're going to give them weird-ass numbers that make no sense to anything else in the world. And can't buy them online, really, because they'll give you measurements online. They'll say it's this many centimeters or inches, and they're never correct either. Alright, where we at here? Iron 6. Let me go ahead and add in Mailworks over here on the post side. So if you want to go check out Mailworks, check out his stuff, go to his Facebook page, and that'll take you to his website too. You can see his pictures. You can go there. If you like, give him a follow. Check out his streams. He does some really, really cool streaming. So you have to check out some of his stuff. We'll go ahead here and get a few. We'll finish up our green rings here, and then we'll probably call it quits for tonight. We don't have a whole lot left sitting out here. Should make at least a decent. Give us at least close to hour 15. Oh, and I forgot to pull out the picture though too. So I need to pull out the picture of this, even though there's nobody here live that can see it. Well, at least that I'm seeing. Like I said, like I have got one on YouTube that's in and out on YouTube. So, but like I said, go check out Mailworks. He's got some cool stuff. Does some cool things. He's added a lot of new stainless steel beads to make some bracelets, and I'm gonna have to go order that are just really cool. Some skulls, some cross or X's, and spacer beads. He's done some cool things on his stream here lately, and he's offering some of the findings up to that I want to get. So I need to make a trip over there myself. Maybe that's what I could add on to my shirt order while I'm there. Get my other 2 shirts in before Christmas. I just wanted to have some more shirts for multi-day events, because I had the one, and I want to get some more so that I can wear them, because right now I really only wear that shirt for, I've done a few streams in it that show myself, so I'm not in a band t-shirt, and then wear it to events, and I don't want to wear it out. I guess I did wear it to one band event one day, because all my band shirts were dirty. And I'm just afraid of wearing it too much. I don't want to wear out the shirt. which it could, last longer than I'm imagining, but the good shirts I hate wearing all that much because I don't want to ruin them. I had a few button-up shirts from years ago that I swear, this one shirt, I would look at it, and it was a god-awful shirt. It's like, you see the Hawaiian shirts. It was in a similar fashion to that in a way. It was red, button-up. It had these weird-looking, almost, they weren't anchors, but they were kind of anchors in a weird gold shape of something. It was really kind of an ugly shirt, but I'll tell you what, man, that thing was so comfortable. I wore the crap out of that shirt. It was it was a button-up. I don't necessarily tuck in my shirts when it comes to that, but it fell nicely. It was almost made not to have to be tucked in. Some shirts you have to tuck in because they make them to be tucked in. I kind of like button-ups that aren't made to be tucked in, so that's why I want to say it was more like a Hawaiian shirt, bottom to it. And I wore the crap out of the thing for like 5 or 6 years till it was just no longer wearable anymore. It was the ugliest shirt in the world, but it was so comfy. It was like the perfect spot between hot and warm. If it was a little cool outside, it kept you warm. If it was a little hot outside, you weren't overly hot. It felt right on the shoulders. It was just the perfect shirt. I don't even know where I got the stupid thing from. It was the ugliest shirt. I would have never bought it, but man, that thing was so comfortable. Alright, we finished those up. Let me grab this picture real quick. So this is what we're going for. And you can I'm going to try to give this a bit of getting a little better now that we're getting some more length into it on its stretching purposes. But once gravity can take over, it'll do a much better job at it. But that's what we're going for here. I think I'm all the way in shot here. So we're right up in here. We've got a few more and we'll start getting into our S as we work our way down, because it's going to hang from the top up here down this way. And like I said, even on here it's not necessarily proportional for 5 yards and 10 yards. It's probably somewhat close. I haven't actually measured it. I did it first, but I was trying to shave some ring edges off because my first incarnation was the little over 30,000 rings, so I was trying to still give it a good look, but shrink down some rings. So that's what we're heading for. That's what we're going to look for when we're done. Like I said, these look a little more elongated too on the picture, but again, not everything's going to be exactly perfect when you're working with round rings, making square things. They don't always come out to be perfect angles. But I think once we're done, I think I'll be happy with it. We're going to end up doing 2 of these. The second one, I don't know when I'm going to do, but we're going to get this first one done so I can get it hung and for show and all that. But I do want to thank everybody again for joining us tonight. If you're watching us live or later, whichever, I do appreciate it very, very much. It's great to have conversations, but it's great just to see people come watch it later too. So I want to thank everybody that's made orders for us. Got several more this past week that it was really nice to get. All of my orders are currently out, so if anybody wants to make orders, I'm kind of free to work up new things and get it out to you. So just send along those orders. If you're not sure or on the website, can't find what you want, and find me on Facebook, send me a message. I've actually do probably a little over half of my orders come through just going through Facebook, and I'll send out invoices that way. Instead of, they don't necessarily always go through the website. I'll send out invoices for whatever you're looking for. So, just drop me a line. Let me know. You know anything about the website and or the stream here that you'd like to see change up or something, give me ideas, just send me along messages. That'd be great to have too. We will be back tomorrow night again at 7:30 Central Time. We'll be working on this still tomorrow. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll get at least maybe this much more done. Maybe I know I could get more done if that's just all I was doing. I didn't have to worry about anything else. I know I could get further, but we'll do that up and work on it again tomorrow night. So thank you all again for stopping in. Don't forget to give us likes, shares, and all that good stuff too. And y'all have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.